Alright, I'm gonna read patch notes now. Okay. New character in the game today. You want player? Player. I'm not gonna read all this. You can watch our video on the Predecessor channel. Or just load into a game with her. New map updates to jungle, I think, or something like that. Didn't play V1.3. I'll probably try this at some point. Hopefully it feels better. This looks worse. This area. Just looking at it. This area also looks rough. I don't know. It's hard to say what's better or not without playing on it. But we'll be trying it at some point. Are there any rewards for Affinity? I don't believe so. There will be at some point, though. You have daily tasks and whatnot. Weekly quantum cores, whatever. Ion cores, free stuff. Zara's plushie. Gotta get Ace to send me one for free. Oh, you could pre-order it today. They're made to order. Okay, so there's no limit actually, but you do have to pre-order it, which is interesting. Is at least how I read that. Affinity increased. Scoreboard updated. This is all stuff that they already showed. Post-match battle pass screen. I don't really need this. I don't know who asked for that, but okay. Refer a friend. Grux skin. Kwong skin. This is an overprime skin. Adele. This is their base model on overprime. I'm surprised they made that a skin instead. It's weird. Yo, so you think the 155-day watch streak? First time you've been able to catch patch notes on time. Alright, well, we'll be on YouTube later. Need to put more stuff in the jungle between camps is a bit too large. Talk about it on the new map. I don't know. The new map just needs to be. They need to standardize things, in my opinion. I think it's their biggest problem. They keep trying to do everything at once, and they're not like standardizing stuff. So it just causes like a situation where half the stuff isn't like good. Golden bones, so you can get these at quantum cores, which I assume also means you can buy them with platinum back in quantum cores. W. What was I gonna say? I should say Rare Plus skin. So these I assume you buy in the Opal store, is what I was gonna say. Additional report reasons? Finally. Do we have fucking match griefing? Thank God, dude. Please put that in there, dude. I've been asking for that forever. Okay, actual patch notes. Here we go, dude. We finally get to read them. Let's go. I was saying that wasn't our word yet. Well, I assume they said that they're going to add them in the future. They're just not able to make it into this patch. I assume if they put it into the game already, it's probably close to being finished. So probably the next patch. Quantum core loop predetermined. No, it's percentage. It's all percentage. You can look at all these percentages in the thing. The only thing that's like guaranteed is that if you open, I think it's 6 quantum cores, you're guaranteed to get like 400 opals or something by default. That's like the only thing that's guaranteed. Something like that. Okay, actual patch notes. Akron. Damage on his Q decreased, magical scaling decreased, cooldown increased. Health on execute decreased, cooldown increased. Okay. Akron, honestly, like an average character, didn't really need too big of a nerf, but honestly, I don't blame them for nerfing him slightly. Skill mismatch are the new options? Brother, I'm going to get reported for skill diff every game. Aurora. Health decreased, armor decreased. Explosion on the 2 decreased. I wish they would have decreased her Q augment. Maybe made it do like half damage or something. I don't know. Cooldown increased on the right click. And then the ult cooldown increase. This like I kind of dislike this change because I feel like Aurora is actually not that insane. she's only insane because of the augment. So like I think they should just nerf the augment as opposed to nerf the character. Uh so this is like they're nerfing every ability except for the actual problem ability, which is the wall with the root that's fucking impossible to not, like miss. Like I don't know. You hear they're adding a report option for being bald. Well, you're fucked then, buddy. I don't know what to tell you. Me, I got luscious locks. I proved that at LAN. Borussia. Armor shred augment, armor shred decreased. I don't think anybody used this to begin with. Bonus armor's augment decreased. I don't think anybody used this. Okay. So we nerfed the parts of his kit that don't matter. Physical power growth decreased. That's a good one. Passive attack speed decreased. Passive healing decreased on minions. And the flat heal decreased as well. Cooldown decreased on his Q, so leveling it actually lowers cooldown, which is good. This ability literally did nothing when you leveled it. There was actually literally 0 point to level it. I think it increased like the slow by like 5% after you already hit them, but like you're fucking moving 200% movement speed, so it literally didn't matter. The Armorog is slash was good. Yeah, but it's not as good as literally just one-shotting somebody. And the damage reduction on his 2 is decreased. This ability is still like absolutely insane. 36% damage reduction is like nuts on an ability that has CC. Hello, Ritter. Good morning. Countessy getting buffed. I've actually been playing Countess a little bit recently. I think she's actually pretty good. I think I had her pretty low on my tier list, but I think she's actually like a B plus character. This will probably put her to like A tier. Kind of the game because you're trying to find somebody not to watch. I think I'm the only Pred streamer you don't actively despise. You know, well, I appreciate that, Mr. Jeans. I appreciate that. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Anyways, because this guy actually wanted me to stream, I'm going to end the stream now and we're going to, I don't know, go jork it or something on a different game. Because this guy actually wants to watch. So, like, I can't have that.
That
You either watch
moment
me,
when
you either
report
hate
somebody for
watch or
skill
you don't
mismatch,
watch.
but
Okay,
you're the
buddy?
one who catches a matchmaking timeout for being the one below skill.
I despise you, which is why you do watch. I hate watching for people. Exactly. Look, we only hate watching here. Because she teleport makes her really good now. That's not why she was good. That she lost an insane amount of damage. You just have to play her a very specific way. But she's actually still playable. She's still not good, but she's playable. Health growth increased a little bit more in the late game. Her 2 damage increased late game. Doesn't really matter. You're leveling the right click first anyways, but the right click being increased is a big... Or sorry, this is the ult. Actually, I thought this was right click. The ult being increased, percent HP more than the flat is more relevant, I think. Because if you're ulting a squishy, you're insta-killing the squishy regardless. So more about tanks, I think, there. Crunch, more attack speed from his augment, less stacks. Same total, you just get it faster, it looks like, which is a good buff because Crunch's abilities benefit from attack speed, dash range, augment increase, health growth increase. Okay, they're just super buffing Crunch. Damage on his Q empowered increased, and the right click also does more damage now late game. Okay, they like buffed Crunch for some reason. I think Crunch was pretty good. Didn't think he really needed buffs. Okay, you hate me too now? Let's rock it. W, let's go. I hate you too, you little fucking bitch. I'm sorry. The intrusive thoughts one there. I just had to get it out. No, but I appreciate the kind words. Thank you. We'll be here all day. 24 hours, baby. 24 hours of passion. Healing decreased on the Drongo heal grenade by a lot. Scaling change from bonus power to total physical power. Because this actually ends up being about the same. Because usually you start with about 60 physical power. So this is actually like a buff, believe it or not. This is actually a buff off start. And probably late game. I'm pretty sure this is actually just a buff overall. Actually, it would be the buff late game because you have like 80 physical power base. This is actually just a buff. Although late game maybe it's not because you lose a little bit of extra scaling, but I don't know if that matters. Nerfing Drago's leash use augment. No, this is a buff. This is definitely a buff. It might be a nerf like fully late game, but I think it's intended to be a buff because they expect you to build like magical items. So by adding physical power, like you don't lose as much from the bonus because this means you get your base physical power as healing. So this is actually a buff. Um, Magical scaling on the boomerang increased and the slow increase. The slow increase is pretty relevant. The magical scaling is whatever. You're still not going to build Drongo as a healer. It's just like you're not going to do that. Okay. Kinetic walls augment, cooldown reduction on the Q decreased, movement speed decreased, physical power base decreased. Maybe they'll finally kill Eden. I hope so. Tachyon Lance cooldown decreased, or sorry, increased late game. Healing stance, you get less healing in melee form. Damage decreased on the uh, dash, the range dash by 5. Okay, maybe we just kill the fucking character, please. I'm so tired of this character, bro. Just fucking nerf her into the dirt, dude. Holy fuck. Just lower her fucking damage, man. It's not that complex. Gadget, speed gate, cooldown corrected from 20 to 14 to 20 to 14. Okay. Sure. Don't think that matters at all. It's like actually a nerf. It's actually a nerf. Bug fix nerf. Okay. Physical armor reduced on Greystone and HP regen decreased. Physical armor shred duration decreased on his Q. Greystone actually pretty good right now. Probably should have been nerfed a little bit harder, I think, especially for how easy he is. Actually, just wins lane for free against most characters. If not, like, is a lane neutralizer, which I don't think he should ever win lane as a lane neutralizer. I think that's just very lame. I think Drongo needs a small attack speed early game, if anything. Drongo's still really good. And he was good for like fucking 3 years. It's fine that he's not the meta ADC. Max charge, time decreased on howitzer Q. I wish they would just actually increase the range when you charge it as opposed to the damage. It should be damage and range, in my opinion. Or both, or like just range. I think that would make this a lot better. So you have to be like closer to use it or charge it. I think that would make this ability feel a lot better. I think that would be the most ideal thing they could do. Maybe they're worried about it being too strong as like an uninteractive ability, but it's kind of slow, so it should be theoretically kind of harder to hit in the like the long range kills. I think this would be better if it charged the distance as well. Missing mark bonus damage on Kalari. Please kill this bitch. I mean, this character, this robot bitch. Please kill her. Scaling on the missing health decreased. Bonus scaling on the auto attacks decreased. That's a pretty big nerf to her clear. Cooldown on the invis increased early game. You level this ability last, so this is actually a pretty big nerf. Her 2 power scaling decreased, and the cooldown increased by 1 second. Honestly, not too bad of nerfs, but probably should have got a little bit more. I think the base damage on the autos hurts the most, just for clear speed. I mean, you can't keep up with other junglers. Cole now correctly goes on cooldown if the ability's cast is interrupted. Good. Fuck Chimera. Character sucks anyways. I don't know why they didn't buff him, honestly. I know Timmy's are like, oh my god, Chimera! Oh my god, he has 6 items! Oh my god, I'm gonna 1v1 him when he has full stacks on his own jungle! Oh, I died! Oh, what? I couldn't beat the Chimera as a steal? What? Character sucks. I'm sorry, character sucks. Just, he sucks. Stop playing him. He should have been buffed, honestly. Kwong, we're buffing Kwong? We better not be buffing Kwong. Kwong is O fucking P right now. Attack speed increased, physical armor increased, mana growth increased, damage on the dash increased, scaling increased as well. Yeah, why are we buffing Kwong? Mana cost on the right click decreased, so we have no more mana problems? What the fuck is this shit? Cooldown on the ult, lower early game, longer late game. Why did we buff Kwong, man? Character's fucking insane. We don't need to buff Kwong. He's fucking good right now. Needs to be in contention with the general offlane and jungle pool. Motherfucker, he is one of the best junglers in the game right now. He's top 5 junglers, maybe top 3. This character is busted. He does suck in solo, though. I mean, he doesn't suck, but he's like okay in solo. Problem with Kwang solo is you need to tank jungle, and tank jungles fucking suck right now. Kwang is really good, though. Did not need to be buffed. Especially not every fucking ability. Mako, please remove this character from the game. Still, I hate the cringe characters, bro. This is a cringe character. The shield that you get from the shield augment is decreased by a decent amount, it looks like. Base health decreased as well, which also decreases the amount of shield that you get. Attack speed increased. Fucking why? Basic attack timer increased. Okay, so it's about the same either way. This is how long it takes each auto to actually finish. And then this is how fast you auto attack, so kind of like cancel each other out there. Buff Kwong to sell more of the new skin. You know what? Maybe that's why they did buff him. But he was still good either way. They didn't even need to buff him, and he was still good. Magical power scaling on the 2 decreased. Shield health scaling decreased. Good. Fuck Mako. This character is fucking AIDS. I hate this bitch. This little fucking rat. I can't stand him, dude. Holy shit. Just change his passive, honestly. They need to change his passive. His passive is so fucking lame. His passive needs to be when you get hit, it goes on cooldown, and you need to be out of combat for like 5 seconds for it to reactivate. It should not just instantly start charging again. That is the problem with this character. Until they change that, this character will be good. Or they're going to nerf his numbers into the dirt and he's going to be unplayable. Murdoch, basic attack, physical power scaling decreased. Sure. Not sure that was really needed, but sure. I think I would just nerf the buckshot to not do 500 fucking damage at level 3. Probably a better nerf there. Consecrated Ground, Muriel's Q, damage decreased. Not the voice crack, dude. Everybody knows I'm a child of the slender age of 30. Animation speed decreased on the 2, and the ultimate cooldown increased late game. Character's super busted, still going to be super busted. Larbash health growth increased, physical power scaling on the or Anthem. This is like how much physical power you give your teammates increased. Pretty significant buff, honestly, to that. But you do lose your healing when you do this, right? There's a recall on Walmart Dino Nuggies. Please be careful. Joke's on you, buddy. I only eat at Costco. Fix an issue where they really could cease the function of Rush died before unlocking it for the Song of My People. That's actually pretty funny. Died level 1 in lane with Thunk and you fucking can't heal the rest of the game is pretty funny. Cooldown decrease so you could swap back and forth more often. Thunk more 10% more scaling, okay. More magical scaling, okay. Sun duration increased, okay. Larbasher's gonna be fucking slamming your head in with Thunk, okay. Slow duration on the ult increased from 0.5 seconds to 2 seconds for hitting one tick of the ultimate. Actually an insane buff. This is actually insane. You actually can no longer walk out in Narbash ult. The healing is pathetic on him now anyways. Rather, Narb healing is actually nuts late game still. Mana growth on Neon increased. This is kind of relevant if you go the Dox Augment. Scaling on the Q decreased 10%, and then another 5%, 15% if you have the max Q. That's a pretty big nerf. Alt cooldown a little bit longer in the late game. Still gonna be really good. Maybe won't insta kill you at level 2. You have like 500 Q true damage on Q. What are you talking about? Which character? Phase health growth decreased. Time before Link breaks at max range decreased from 0.3 to 1 second. This is a good change. It means it breaks faster if people are out of range. And the attack speed on the ult decreased. Character still aids. Health and physical power scaling decreased. Yeah, maybe we don't give Rampage 300 free power for just existing. Probably would be a good idea. Maybe we just remove that from the character, actually. Fix an issue where Red was dealing 10% less critical damage than intended. Okay, that's the. I was already hitting for 2,000 damage late game, so I guess I'll just hit for 2,200 instead. Sure. Physical power scaling decreased. Why? Fix an issue Revenant would not correctly cleanse Gideon's cosmic power tether upon entering the Nether Realm. I feel like you don't cleanse a lot of abilities that you should. I feel like I've definitely had a lot of bugs with that. Richter, hopefully we super buff him. Cleave increase so you could play jungle more. That's good. Movement speed increased by 10. That's good. Health increased slightly. Don't think that matters much. 15 HP ain't the make or break. 30 extra damage on the 2 and more shield health scaling is nice. Movement speed increased a little bit. Not sure if it's enough to make him good, but that's a pretty nice buff. And the damage on the hook is increased as well. Not sure if that's enough. Suppression duration on the ult, you're suppressed a little bit longer. Don't think that matters either, but this might actually guarantee that you're able to hit the hook now. Before, sometimes, like, if they're at max range on the ult, sometimes you couldn't hit the hook in time before they flashed. This might mean that you can hit the hook now guaranteed, even if they're max range, because there's a little travel time. Sereth, more attack speed on the augment. Health growth, armor growth, she could be a lot tankier. Mana growth, maybe they're trying to make her back into a bruiser. Cooldown on the Q decreased by 1 second. Cooldown on the dash decreased by 5 seconds early game. That's a huge buff. 1 second in the late game. Damage increased on the right click. 50 in the late game. That's pretty significant. Slow increased as well. Slow duration increased. Okay, Seraph is just going to actually run your ass down. That's not fun. And the ult does a little bit less damage, but that doesn't really matter because she's slamming your head in with auto attacks. That seems like a really big buff. Sparrow, physical power scaling on the Sun Shards augment decreased by 5%. High Senses 2, full physical power scaling decreased. This is like the bonus damage that you get on every other auto attack. Yeah, no, Sparrow's kind of aids. They need to remove the invis. Like, why do they want ADCs to be invisible in this game? I don't fucking know. But characters that hit you for 800 damage every second probably shouldn't have invisibility in their kit. Not a fun mechanic in my opinion. Steel, physical armor decreased is also. I don't think this actually affects his passive at all because it's only bonus. Health regen decrease doesn't matter. Damage decreased on the right click. But the HP is increased. This is actually a buff to jungle as well as solo lane. So this is like a solo jungle buff. It technically buffs support too, but I think this is mainly for jungle and solo. Also, maybe you won't get slammed as a squishy so hard, but you're still probably gonna get slammed just as hard, if not harder. Did you get the alert that I was live? Good morning, everyone. What's up, Grace? We're out here all day, baby. Okay. I think part of the problem with TB, they're like super buffing TB, it looks like. I think his passive desyncs for me every time I play him, and it makes me not want to play him. Makes it very inconsistent damage, dude. I gotta say, I fucking hate that shit. They need to fix his passive or revert it back because I feel like his autos actually desync so bad when you're spamming his passive. Maybe that's just me though. Maybe it's a ping thing because I play on like fucking 60 ping. His Q less cooldown, a little bit of extra power as well per level. Rocket Dash refund, they're reverting this to be a little bit more heavy. So when you deal damage, you get your dash back. Vortex Grenade, scaling increased slightly, slow duration increased. I think the slow duration actually is more relevant than the physical power scaling. Wraith. Oh no, they're buffing Wraith. Oh no. Everybody hide your kids. Hide your kids. Damage increased. Scaling increased. Magical scaling though. So that's like whatever. Mark damage decreased. Oh, thank God they're nerfing Wraith. Thank God. I got scared for a second. Magical scaling. Damage increased by 5. Doesn't really matter. Cooldown refund increased. Mana refund decreased. Cooldown decreased. Okay, I think this is actually still a nerf, but I don't know. Wraith is a borderline character, and I don't want this character to be good. Nobody does, trust me. No, you don't want Wraith to be good ever. Yurei, mana restore decreased on her augment. Don't think that matters that much unless you're playing solo lane. Healing bonus physical power scaling decreased. Missing health increase. Healing modifier decreased. Thank God. Just remove this part, dude. It shouldn't exist. Just remove the bonus healing when you're low HP. It shouldn't exist. Doesn't need to be there. Bonus scaling on the 2 decreased and the damage on the 2 decreased. Does matter because you don't level this ability until last anyways. So this only affects her late game, which is irrelevant. Whispering Echoes, the right click, mana cost increased by 5. Don't think that matters. You're not running out of mana anytime soon. Maybe in solo, but in solo you're going mana augment, so it doesn't matter. In jungle you have blue buff plus hunt, so I don't think you're running out of mana. Please absolutely murder Zarus. He's been good for literally 2 years since he's come out. He's been like top jungler. Please remove this character. Health per minute decreased from the augment by 1. Don't think that matters. Health base decreased. Health growth decreased. Good. Nerf him into the dirt, man. Into the dirt. Break his fucking legs. Break his legs. Dash. Cooldown increased by 2 seconds. Early game. 1 second late game. You level this ability last, so this is pretty relevant. Cooldown on the ult a little bit longer. They did not Okay, Zara's still top jungler. Zara's still top jungler. Still top jungler. Sicko mode. Let's go. Woo! Another patch of Zara's being OP. Let's fucking go, baby. My favorite. Zinx, where's GM at? He'll love this. Movement speed increase. Does she have the lowest movement speed in the game? She might have. Cooldown decreased on the ricochet. Projectile speed increased. A little bit easier to hit. Projectile radius increased. A little bit easier to hit. This is the Timmy buff. Cast frame increased. This probably just makes it. This might mean that you can like what's called whip it around like mid cast animation a little better, which might feel nice. Projectile VFX size increased. Sure, I can actually maybe see it now. Please add a sound cue to this ability. I hate getting stunned by this ability when you can't hear it. Like Naja Ring Toss at Smite is like the same ability pretty much, but doesn't stun you. And it's super easy to hear it, so you can like avoid your teammates. They need to add an actual sound cue to this ability. I can't stand it when I get stunned by this shit randomly. I'm just like, bro, what the fuck even stunned me? You can't fucking see it, and it fucking has no sound cue. Please add a sound cue to this ability. Damage on the 2 increased, magical scaling increased. Shit, we're playing Zinx mid, baby. Healing increased on the right click by 20. This is a little bit more than 20 technically because you're going to have augments or items, and then also your passive increases healing as well. So this is actually a pretty big buff. It looks small, but that's probably the biggest change that she got. Cooldown decreased on. Oh, we're in items now. We're in items. Okay, we're in items. You always level up dash second because you use the ability 3 to 4 times per engage, so it makes sense. No. Well, here's the thing. You can't use the ability if your other abilities are on cooldown. So you level the right click first so that it lowers the cooldown on the right click so you can dash more often. And it's more damage. And the Q is like you actually heal so much from the Q that you level it second always. And again, it applies the mark. And you can't dash without the mark, so you level it last always. Leveling it second is like okay. But you always level it last, I think. Was it ground who was buffed like crazy? Yes. It's okay. You can catch us on YouTube in a little bit. Worst case. Biggest winners. Kwong. Super buff for no reason. Sarith, super buffed. Uh, who else? Mako nerfed a lot. Kalari nerfed a lot. Crunch super buffed. That's pretty much it. I honestly kind of small on the character side, I think. Maybe the items are a little larger, which wouldn't be surprising. So we're getting drops. Where are they? Drops start at 12. So drops start at 2 hours. 2 Eastern. Cooldown on Exodus decreased. This item's actually, I used to think this item was kind of ass, but it's actually pretty good, especially into Kira or Sparrow, specifically, or if you're playing against like Akron Jungle. Like it actually can get a lot of value if you use it correctly. It is a little goofy to throw it though, and it feels a little bad for that reason, but it is actually not that bad, especially if you don't need cleanse. Gravitum, ground duration decreased, cooldown increased. I still don't think this item is that good, so I don't think it really needed to be nerfed like this, but sure. Obelisk can feel overly difficult to stack. Yeah, if you're a shitter, maybe. I'm getting like 50 stacks on this bitch every game. Cooldown decrease from 15 to 12, but we're so fucking back, dude. We are so back. Hello, Pelu. Good afternoon. Actually, I guess good morning. It's still 10 a.m. Tempest healing increased by 5%. Okay, this is just a reversion. This used to be 35%, just reverted, I guess. Silentium. Damage decrease, silence duration decrease. Good. Remove this fucking character from, or remove this item. I think this item is very unenjoyable to play against. There's like almost no counterplay to this item, and it should be removed from the game. Definitely shouldn't do 600 damage either. Alkrod tier 2 bonus mana. Its magical power decreased. I wonder if this affects Zerkor as well. I guess we'll get to that. This kind of sucks though. Dust Devil cost decreased by 150, and it requires less max stacks. Do you get less stacks? Like, what do the stacks do again for this? Do the stacks actually do anything, or is it only when you get max stacks? I can't remember if the stacks do something. You get attack speed. Okay. So you get the movement speed earlier, but you do lose 3% total attack speed. Huge buff to Dust Devil. Equinox, shield decrease slightly, cost decrease slightly, doesn't really matter. Nuclear rounds, cost decrease doesn't matter unless you're playing Alt Murdoch. Onyxian Quiver, cost decrease. Nobody's buying this item. It doesn't increase your damage really. The biggest problem is that it's like a lifesteal item, but it just has no power on it, so you don't really do anything. Scatter Shot, cooldown increase, probably a good thing. This item is like a very high DPS late game. Envy, I guess that's all for ADCs. You know what they say about ADC. Envy, cost reduced by 100. Actually, a pretty big decrease, especially for like Feng Mao. This is like a really big buff to Feng Mao, or like characters that could really benefit from it. Saurus Jungle, if you're playing like Assassin build, can use that pretty well. Mesmer, less HP, less cost. Okay. Deathstalker physical pen increased from 5 to 7. Attack speed decreased. Unfortunately, this item still sucks. Until they change the passive to work on abilities, this item will always suck. The fact that you only get the pen like steal is ass because it only procs on auto attacks, it doesn't proc on abilities, which makes me feel really bad. Maybe this will be better on like Syreth though, because I think it procs on RQ. Basilisk currently performing on various heroes. Basilisk, yeah, just a good item. Has been pretty much always. HP decreased a little bit. They should just remove the cooldown from this item. They should give it like attack speed or something. It's a fucking sword. Why does it have cooldown? Citadel cost decrease, physical power decreased by 5, health increased by 50. This is a buff. This is a pretty big buff, actually. Citadel, really good item, actually. It's like an 80 prod item. It's actually kind of insane. While also applying AoE Shred. Actually, a really good item. Gaia Greaves, tenacity removed, cost reduced by 100. Change the recipe. Movement speed from the passive reduced by 10. Jump height decreased by 10%. Why are we reducing the jump height? I mean, the item is really good. Losing the tenacity hurts a lot. Still going to be a good item, though. Losing tenacity does suck, though. I think this item's still going to be really good, though. It still increases your damage. I feel like there's a... This, I assume means you can't jump over 5 camp wall now, though, which kind of is annoying. This is, like, part of the problem with them not standardizing shit. Is... Now there was like a couple of jumps you could barely make and shit like that, and now it's like those jumps that you could barely make you can't make. So now I feel like what do you even jump over with Gaia Greaves now? Like you actually can't jump over stuff. I assume this also means you can't jump up onto Dusk side base, like in between inhibs. You could do it on Dawn side because there's like a little fucking lip that like comes off and it like fucking tapers down. Dawn side just straight flat, and I assume, or Dust side is flat. I assume this means you can't jump up on Dust side anymore, but you can on Dawn side, which was part of the problem with this item originally when it first came out, because it was inconsistent. So this is like, I don't know why they're doing that. Removing the tenacity though, big nerf. Honestly, if they just removed the tenacity and left the cost the same, that would have been fine. I don't think they need to do anything else. Mutilator, cost decreased by 50. Devour Mutilate multiplier increased from 2.5 to 3. Don't know if that matters at all. Accursed, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Tainted Blade, ability haste decreased from 15 to 10. Probably a good nerf, probably been needed for a while. Tyranny, HP reduced by 50, and the cost decreased by 150. Huge rampage buff right here is what that is. That's a huge rampage buff. Volcanica, physical power decreased by 5, health increased by 25, cost reduced by 100. They're just making every item like super cheap, dude. Like, what the fuck? I hope mages got super buffed. Like, what is this shit? Carapace reduced by 100. Are we just back in a Carapace Volcanica? I feel like this is a crunch. Bro, am I tripping or is this just like a crunch? Like, are these just crunch buffs? Mutilator buff, fucking Gaia Grieve nerf, like fucking Volcanica buff, Carapace. Like, is this just a crunch patch? Like, what the fuck is this shit? Hello, Jenum Jave. Hey, the title says what the title says. Astral, cost decrease, magic power decrease, doesn't matter, item sucks, you're not building it ever. They reduced the power on Azurkor, fuck you, Ray. Can't let a man have fun stacking, fuck you. Dreambinder cost decreased by 150, power decreased by 10. That's a pretty big buff, especially to characters that actually build it. Rena, Iggy and Scorch. Maybe Gadget now, honestly. Maybe the Bruiser Gadget build is. Maybe the Bruiser build's good on Gadget now.
The only
Cost
losses are the
decrease on
ones
Gauge and
that
Greaves doesn't matter.
realized, you know what I mean?
And Big Sean, thank you for the prime. I appreciate it. Back to the British for the 15 months. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a great day today. Gauge and Greaves nerf doesn't really matter. Or sorry, buffed. Cost decrease doesn't matter. Lifebinder, 10 less power, 200 less damage, 200 less damage, 200 less gold. And the magical power per snack decreased. Okay. You're still not building this item ever. Takes your dark matter is calculating its damage off the owner's max health, not the target. This is a huge buff. This is a massive buff. Okay, knocks you a first item. Yeah, fucking insane buff. I don't need to say anything about that. This might be the best buff mid to get the entire patch. Soulbinder cost secrets. Woo! We're so back. Woo! Soulbinder, baby. Love that item. Let me stack, baby. Soulbinder and Obelisk buffs. We're so back, dude. Orion. Cost decreased, magic power decreased, item still sucks. Believe it or not, when you play a character that's a mage and they're supposed to deal damage with abilities, building the items that make your auto attacks do more damage, believe it or not, get this, right? It lowers your damage because you're using your auto attacks instead of your abilities. Absolutely insane concept, I know. Crazy concept. Don't blew your mind right there, but relax, sit down. You might need to. Believe it or not, item is still fucking dog shit. Don't build it. Spellbreaker cost decrease, magical power decrease, physical or magical armor increase. This is actually a really big buff. Kind of sicko mode. Might actually be worth building now in mid. Pretty much every game. 40 armor is actually a lot, especially when people are building like combustion and shit like that. If I'm playing against somebody building combustion, bro, I'm just gonna build a second item. You're gonna do no fucking damage. Congrats. Your item sucks. Malice damage decrease, magical power scaling increase. This is a buff to Tainted Scepter. Nerf to when you initially buy it, but a buff late game. Yeah. Still a really good item, though. I mean, anti-heal is, like, busted. Crystal Tier cost decrease doesn't really matter that much unless you're Narbash. Dawnstar cost decrease, item still sucks. You're never building this. I'm not even going to finish reading that item because it sucks so bad. Devotion. Magical damage threshold increased, and the shield and health power scaling decreased. This item's actually really good, but nobody really buys it. It's very good at, like, Bellica. It's also pretty good at the Gideon. Enter's Blessing, cost decrease, health decrease, doesn't matter, item sucks. Everbloom, cost decrease, don't care. Support items, nobody cares. Frosted Lore, cost decrease, huge buff. HP reduced by 50, doesn't matter. This is a huge buff, I think. Is it a huge buff? It's definitely a buff to when you can buy it. It's a buff to support for sure, especially like Richter. But I don't know if it's a huge buff. But I feel like that's a buff. Because you get your items online faster. Like, yes, it's 50 HP nerf, but like the amount of gold that you would have when you get a health gem, which is 100, is about the same that you would get from losing this. So you just get the actual item online earlier, which means you get your passive earlier, which is a buff, I feel like. Galaxy Greaves, cost decreased by 50, doesn't matter. Lunaria, cost decreased by 50, don't matter. Marshall, magic power decreased by 5, cost decreased by 100, don't care. Tainted Charm reduced by 150, health decreased by 25, don't care. You're not building Tainted on support, not your job. Your mid should have it every game. True Silver cost decreased, Tainted Totem, magical power decreased, cost decreased, don't matter. These two don't matter. Warp Stream, cost decreased by 200, health decreased by 800. Ability haste decreased by 2. Item still sucks. It's very difficult to be out of combat for 5 seconds. So if you get procced, it's very difficult to be out of combat while also being in range to flash on somebody. It's very hard to actually get away with this item. Maybe on the newer map, it's like better value because it's a little bit more open and you have a little bit more space. On the current map, it's like very, very, very difficult to get this item and actually get value out of it. Windcaller, power decreased, cost decreased. This might be like a Ziggs patch, honestly. A lot of these items are like healer items, like Lunaria, Everbloom. Like, there's a lot of healing items that are getting buffed. So it might be like a Zinx patch, honestly. Vanguardian cost decreased by 100. I actually love this item. I feel like it's like underbought. Void Conduit, 100 gold less. That's a pretty big buff. Xenia, magical armor increased, cost decreased, and the radius increased. That's a nice buff to Xenia. Crystalline Cuirass, 30% movement speed added, flat. That's actually a really big buff. Because it gives you, what, 6 when you get it procced? That's a big buff. So you just have 9%. Sorry, you have 12. So you actually go up to 50%. That's a pretty big buff. Zooming around the map. Fist of Razul, max health scaling increased, might healing decreased. Damage to minions. This item's still nuts. Yeah, this item's still really good. Giant Spring cost decreased by 100. Good change. Item kind of needed it. Health increased on Raiment of Renewal, and it has an extra 5% tenacity. 700 HP is pretty nutso, I'm going to be honest. Might be a first item buy, especially in like support. This is a pretty hefty buff to the item, honestly. Let's see. VP gain loss match hits 3 entries from saving. Anything else? Stars could gain more stats than intended from Coliseum. Yeah, how about we remove the character from the game? Bellica would become taller when swapping skin variants in the hero tab. That sounds kind of funny, actually. Arbash's head would appear below him after recalling with the Halloween skin, so he would just teabag himself in base. Pretty sicko. Anything else like important in here? Yuri's passive stated to give 3,000 attack speed for the Japanese language. Oddly specific. Yeah, I mean, that's... I mean, it just seems to be more of like an item cost reduction patch. They were really trying to make the game faster. Not sure if that's better or worse. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting patch. Could you do a plushie giveaway? Should I order a bunch and give some away? Perhaps, perhaps. I'll think about it. That's a good idea, though. Maybe I should. Yeah, interesting patch. Uh, I'd probably give it, like, initial impressions, like... I want to say a 6, honestly. I feel like there's not that much in the patch. I feel like I was expecting a little bit of a larger patch. But it seems to be, like, tap adjustments pretty much across the board. And then just, like, gold being reduced. So I'm going to give it, like, a 6 initially. But it's probably, like... I don't know. I don't think it's, like, that crazy of a patch. I was expecting it to be a lot heavier in terms of swinging balance. Just seems like a decent patch. Like, it doesn't seem anything crazy. And there's not really that much new. I'll give it like a 7. It's just kind of like it's your average patch. I feel like I don't feel like there's anything crazy. Like a lot of items went down in power, went down in cost and lost 5 to 10 power. That doesn't affect your actual burst. Think about it like this, right? 350 gold is about 12 power for like a mage, for example. So if an item gets reduced by 200 gold and it loses 8 power, if I buy a tier 1 item, right? So let's say like the total of like the item plus a tier 1 is the same amount of actual effective damage that you're going to get at that point in the game that you would regardless of whether or not it's changed. Does that make sense? Because they balance like that, which is very like kind of annoying. I wish they would balance a little bit more around passives and a little bit less around base stats. I think that's a little bit better design. Alright, mistrusting. Alright, we're going to take 10 minutes for that one, mistrusting. Anyways, I'll give the patch like a 7, I think, for now. Could go up or down after playing on it, but initial thoughts. Yeah, take 10 minutes, you fucking idiot. Everybody make fun of mistrusting in the comments. Call him a little fucking ape. Call him a little bot. A little fucking Timmy. Bro's stuck in gold. Bro's at 2K games played. He's peaked gold 1. How are you that dog shit? You've been watching me for 3 years. You haven't picked up anything? Come on, dude. Little bot. All right, I appreciate everybody hanging out though. That you were watching the video. Enjoy the patch notes. Hope you raise a good time on the patch. Also streaming 24 hours on Twitch right now. So, yeah. Anybody you want to say anything to YouTube before we leave? No, we're all just laughing at mistrusting. Honestly deserved. All right. Patch done.